Hiya, and welcome back to Tennis Ace, the game that teaches us that it'll never die, and I'm happy about that. Anyways, let's just hop right in. I think it's this one. God, this must have really done a number on him. Why does it always do that? Why does it always do that? Having gotten a little more comfortable moving around since being allowed to get rid of my crutches, I finally managed to get a clear answer from June, with the two of us agreeing to go out on a real date today since we're in the middle of our summer break. After the little incident in my kitchen a few days ago, June seemed a lot more disengaged and sulky when we messaged, even refusing to get on a call with me at one point. I was starting to worry that this might be a bigger deal than I even first imagined, but then he messaged me out of nowhere this morning asking if we could hang out. Which I guess maybe it isn't exactly like a date, but I kind of want it to be a date. This time I decided to take my time heading to our usual meeting spot by the train station since June is always late anyways. Besides, just because I can walk, it doesn't mean I shouldn't take it easy. That's a point my doctors were more than a little insistent on, so I'm not going to be the douchebag that ignores them as soon as he can. Once I arrive, I do a quick look around, mostly to make sure in case the impossible were to happen that I ultimately find a less crowded place on the other side of the street and pull out my phone. What the fuck happened? Oh. Wait. What? That mean he's already... Morning. June? Yeah, I was feeling a little antsy, so I showed up early. Sure, that by itself is already kind of a shock, but... Your clothes, they're different. Well, yeah, you said that people wouldn't notice it, and that I shouldn't wear too much. Plus, we're in the middle of summer, so... Does it look weird on me? What? No. Not at all. It looks great on you. I just never thought I'd see you wearing a sleeveless shirt like that. June wearing that shirt has quite a lot of destructive power. It complements his form really well, holding tight to all the right places. Not to mention how low the hole for the sleeves goes. Feels like I can almost get a peek at his chest from it. Gah! No, bad. I shouldn't be gawking like this in public. Why are you looking at me like that? I was right, it does look weird after all. Absolutely not. I promise you that it looks good. Really promise. I was just thinking. Yeah. About stuff. Okay. Still, I have to admit, this kind of shirt is so not your usual type. Did you go out and buy this yourself? No, my parents bought it for me a while ago when they were still trying to get me to stop wearing only long sleeves. I never wore it before today. Oh, that makes sense. No wonder it's so colorful and non-otaku. It's honestly surprisingly normie for him. Why are we speaking Gen Alpha? We are speaking Gen Alpha. It looks good. It's really weird trying to get used to it. I feel exposed. Come on, it can't be that bad. I wear sleeveless tank tops all the time. Yeah, but you look like you. These kinds of clothes are made for guys like you. They can fit well in more than one body type. Sure. Still, I'm kind of surprised by how that shirt looks. It looks a bit like some dye bled out on the washing machine or something. Is it stained? No, it's tie-dye. Tie-dye? Tie-dye. It's an English word, come on. It's a dyeing technique to get fabrics to have these kinds of patterns and colorways. Oh, sure, getting schooled by English words. By the guy who just last week failed to spell the number 19 as 19. It checks out. Alright, you don't need to be snippy. Clothes aren't exactly my thing. Why would I know about that? Fair enough. I guess Mizuguchi-san and Keisuke-san are the only ones in our group who'd stand a chance of knowing. Keisuke? Ha! I very much doubt that. People would probably buy his clothes for him and he has no idea what they even are. That's a bit mean, don't you think? It's coming from the guy who a second ago was judging me for not knowing about some random fabric dyeing technique. My boyfriend, I'm allowed. Says who? Man, I really am getting a raw deal here, huh? Not at all. I'd say you're getting a great deal. If you of all people didn't, then who would? Still, thanks. I appreciate the encouragement. Hmm? Oh, on the shirt? Yeah, sure. I mean, if it looks good, it looks good. There's no need for me to dress it up or try to downplay it or lie about it or anything. That's one of the things I like about you. I was a little embarrassed to wear this, but you made me feel better. Yuichi being a supportive boyfriend, we love to see it. Really? I'm surprised. Didn't you say you only preferred to be all shy and bashful and shit to impress me or whatever back when you told me about yourself? Well, just because I exaggerated some things, it doesn't mean it was all a lie. Of course I get embarrassed about this kind of thing. I'm a regular person. Sorry. It's more than fair still. I didn't take you for the type of person who'd get embarrassed about clothes of all things. Of course I would. I'm used to showing so much skin. Showing so much skin? It's like my mom talking about clothes with too much cleavage or with short skirts. Okay, I guess you've got me there. June smirks, twirling in place slowly whilst bending forward slightly and raising his tail, making a point of drawing my attention to his butt and legs. Now that you mention it, you don't think these shorts show too much of my legs, do they? No, not at all. They show just enough. What does that even mean? The tiger laughs as well, enjoying the sudden silly atmosphere. Although I have to say, having gotten first-hand to see what June's backside looks like over the weekend, yeah, I'm definitely way more aware of it. And certainly sneaking a lot more glances than I otherwise would. Caught you looking. June teases me, but I merely look away, trying not to smile as my face grows a little redder. It's your fault for flaunting it. Okay, I guess that's enough joking around. Should we get going? Yeah, sure. Do you have any plans? You kind of called me over out of nowhere, so I have no idea what we're doing. Then again, June isn't exactly the planning type, so I doubt that. Oh, I do, yeah. There's a new crepe place that opened a few streets down from me. I wanted to try it out. Oh, really? I heard of that place, actually. Hachia? That's the one! Didn't know you like crepes. Isn't that kind of a stereotypical girly thing to have? It's sweet. It's a sweet piece of dough filled with cream and topped with berries and drizzles of syrup. It has no gender. Back up, Axel. He's mine. It has no gender. Alright, sheesh. You really are excited about having crepes, aren't you? Yep. The tiger must be more of a sweet tooth than even I imagined. And I already knew he was a bit of a sweet tooth. Then again, seeing him so gleeful about it is very endearing. I've been saving up my allowance for a little while so I can get it without worrying too much. Ah, right. Not that even these basic things aren't something you can spend on willy-nilly. Well, yeah, you know my family situation is like. And why? I hadn't really stopped to consider it much. I knew June's family struggled, but I never quite understood why having 3 jobs among his parents wasn't enough to live way more comfortably. Aw, damn. I'm paying? Damn. Now that I know about his heart, it all makes way too much sense. Even thinking about it is enough to make my chest hurt. If we do, I'm using the reverb. How about I pay for stuff during our date today? What? You don't need to do that. It's no problem. I was in the hospital for a while, so it's not like I spent any money lately. Plus, Mom has been trying to cheer me up, so I've earned more than twice my usual allowance since the incident. And to be honest, my usual allowance is already pretty generous. I simply haven't had anything to spend on since I haven't gotten out of the house. So money has just kind of been saving up on its own from that. I see. If it's okay with you, I don't want to take advantage. Not at all. This is our first official date since we started going out. There's nothing wrong with me paying. Besides, you've been so helpful lately at keeping me grounded and cheering me up. I feel like this doesn't even come close enough to repaying you for that. Come on, it's not like I need to be repaid for that. Maybe, but it sure doesn't hurt for me to try. Okay. Thank you. Alright. Do you know how to get to Hachia, though? I've never been. Yeah, I checked it out online yesterday to make sure. It's not far from here. Just heading down the street, then turning left on the second intersection, and then right on the third block. You say it's not far, but that's still a good 10-minute walk at the very least. Oh, yeah, you're right. Will that be okay? Only one way to find out. Besides, I've been told I need to start walking and getting some light exercise in. Not to mention I've been going crazy being cooped up in the house with nothing to get me moving. Accidentally successful? You bet. In that case, we should probably get going. I'm starting to get a little antsy being around so many people. Right, I completely forgot. Held it in a lot longer than usual, honestly. I'm trying my best. Lead the way, then. Okay. Perhaps due to it being summer break, the streets are littered with people despite it being a Monday morning. I do see a lot of fairly young-looking faces all around. Then again, this kind of view isn't all that uncommon. It's not as if I don't see it every year when there's a school break. I wonder how everyone else is spending their summer break. Now that you mention it, I haven't done more than swap a quick text here and there with the guys. Even Shoichi has been surprisingly quiet as of late. I don't blame him. Shoichi-san is probably trying to put a healthy distance between you two. You know what, with everything that's happened lately. You're right. If anything, I've definitely noticed him being a tad more distant since I started dating June. And now that I know he used to have feelings for me, which is still a wild thought to me, it all makes a lot of sense. Still, it bothers me. Why should I miss out on time with my best friend because of it? When I think about it that way, I can't help but feeling a little better. Still have a lot of maturing to do. What about Mizuguchi-san? Is she still coming over to do chores and help out? Thankfully, no. She went with her family to Hokkaido for a week to visit her grandparents. Hokkaido? I didn't know Mizuguchi-san had family there. Oh yeah, Saya was born in Hokkaido. Her parents moved to Saitama when she was 3 or 4 to work here. I forgot that that's not common knowledge. That's crazy. I've never met anyone from Hokkaido. We're on June's. I don't really think about it much, and I doubt she does either. She makes this trip every year. She says it's not so bad during summer, but she hates visiting for New Year's, says she feels like a popsicle. I believe it. She does quite like the food there, though. Apparently they have a lot of heartier meals with an assortment of warming spices and lots of potato-based dishes. Potatoes are very good. Actually, this reminds me. Should we really be heading to Hachiya first thing? Have you even had lunch yet? It's okay, desserts can be lunch sometimes. Are you for real? June. What? I'm an adult. I can choose to eat what I want. Perhaps, but that doesn't absolve you from choosing wrong. Let's at least stop by a stall or something and get some takoyaki so I can pretend that you're being at least a little responsible. Does it really bother you that much? Yes. Damn, that was a fast answer. Okay, fine if it's such a big deal to you. It is. It shouldn't be, but it really is. Thank you. It's a good thing Hachiya's is supposed to be a popular shopping street nearby. Finding actual food with real nutritional value shouldn't be too difficult there. Ooh, I know. Maybe we can stop by Ako-san's family store. I haven't had any of their sweets in a while. I want to try their manju and their strawberry daifuku again. Of course, the difficult part will be reining in this free-spirited tiger who insists on wanting more sweet things. Take him to McDonald's. Yuichi, take his ass to McDonald's. Get him a Happy Meal. Take him to McDonald's and get him a Happy Meal. Where can I find a collar and leash when I need one? Kinky. I'm starting to think it was better when he stuck to my arm like glue. He said I didn't have to keep track of whether he's wandered off or not. Sometime later. After successfully wrangling the hyperactive tiger into eating actual food before dessert, June and I head towards Hachiya. From the line nearly going around the street corner, I could already tell how trendy this place was. First, June offered to go somewhere else, having that kind of bitter look on his face as if he were struggling to decide between what he wants and being considered. All while shooting nervous glances at my leg. However, I insisted we stay, and after about 45 minutes or so, we finally managed to get a table inside. At least we got the chance to look at the samples display while waiting, making it a lot easier to figure out what to order. Although since the store uses numbers for their menu, I have no clue what June even asked for. So we simply looked for a table while waiting our turn, having been given a black little disc with a red LED in the center that's supposed to blink and vibrate when our order is ready. But we ate before coming here, otherwise I'd be starving by now. You're welcome. Don't be smug. Smug? Who? Me? I could never. Bite me. In public? Damn. Daring today, aren't we? Not like that. Sure, I'll pretend I believe it. Ugh, you're awful. And yet you're the one who asked me to be your boyfriend. What does that say about you? That I make questionable life decisions? Oh, ouch. Too real. I win. What kind of competition even is this? What did you even end up ordering? I didn't have time to memorize your menus. Oh, right, there's that. Number 14. Double chocolate cheesecake. Oh, that sounds good. Very rich, though. What about you? Strawberry banana with ice cream. Why am I not surprised? Strawberry's great. Yeah, you're the strawberry fanatic. We're all aware of it by now. I'm not a fanatic. I just have a little preference, that's all. little preference. I don't think I've ever seen you order any kind of sweet that isn't strawberry flavored before. Just so you know, I can see that doubting look on your face. Keep at it and I'll ask him to change your order to matcha cream. Dear Lord, anything but that. Ah, that was fast. I'll go get it. What? There's no need. We can both go. And risk losing our table? Are you nuts? Look how packed this place is. Right. I guess you have a point. Yeah, after class is free. That's just a donation thing. What's going on, Raj? Oh, don't worry about it, my guy. Don't worry about it. I guess you have a point. I just don't want to feel like he's going out of his way to accommodate me. That's fine. I'll be right back. I sigh, leaning back and sliding down my chair a bit, feeling defeated. Even if I know I'm being unnecessarily prickly and insecure, I can't help but feeling like everyone's giving me special treatment lately, and I hate it. Although I'm sure June would be upset if he thought I don't even trust him enough to be straight with me. Shit sucks. Still, looking around, this place is a lot more popular than I expected, huh? Oh god. I had them not too long ago, and I already miss them. Mac and cheese bites. Those things taste like happiness. Mac and cheese bites are so fucking good. Mac and cheese bites are so fucking good. I am a whore for mac and cheese bites. I'm a whore for them. Granted, I'm a whore for a lot of things, but especially mac and cheese bites. I am a whore. Lines are a fact of life when it comes to a good store. Hell, I have no problem standing in line for half an hour.
It's time to drink
even
water.
an hour, if the food is really good.
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
You clipped me calling myself a whore. Mac and cheese with mac and cheese. I think, Amethyst, I think they're talking about like a bowl of mac and cheese and then separately chocolate. Like the chocolate is separate from the mac and cheese. Oh, they're all mixed together? I don't know how that would taste. Would it be a similar flavor profile to a grilled chocolate sandwich? Is it a similar flavor profile? Like if we were to take out the cheese and it's just macaroni and chocolate, would it be a similar flavor profile to a fucking grilled chocolate sandwich? Because those are really fucking good. But if we were to add the cheese, how would that work? How would that work? Melted chocolate is so good. It is. Melted chocolate tastes different than solid chocolate. What is this, a pregnancy craving? Aw, how'd you know? Just kidding, I'm not pregnant. Did crepe and ice cream places ever have lines like that? Am I that out of that loop and I didn't consider a sweets shop being this in demand? No, I do not have the biology to be pregnant. I can confirm. I do not have the biology to be pregnant. Why not? How am I supposed to explain? You know what? I'm going to Google this. I am going to Google this and disprove this. Ah, fuck. Okay. I'm Googling this. Okay, this is from Medical News Today. This is from Medical News Today. A person who was born with male reproductive organs and is living as a man cannot get pregnant. Therefore, I am not pregnant. Why did I have to explain that? Why did I have to explain that? I hate everything about that. I hate everything about that. I guess this is what I get for not having this kind of thing that often. Or at least, since I'm already in a position of easy access, I look down at myself, pinching my stomach. It can only be a little bit, but I can already tell, to my horror, there's a bit of a belly growing. I had a feeling it might be since I've been feeling a little more sluggish lately, but shit. Next time I go in for an appointment, I should ask about exercises I can do to shed off this excess weight fast. There's absolutely no way I'd let myself get that out of shape, even if I'm not playing anymore. I blame Saya for bringing so much delicious food over lately. I'm back. Why are you pinching yourself in public? Oh, sorry, I was just checking something. Checking what? Whether I gained weight. Oh, I don't think so. You don't look any bigger to me. I feel bigger, and this overhang here doesn't lie. Really? Let me see. What? June sets the crepes on the table and reaches down to pinch my stomach in a similar manner to how I'd been doing. The whole thing is so fast that it leaves me too shell-shocked to respond, merely staring at him wide-eyed as he does it. What are you talking about? There's barely anything there. Your stomach is still mostly flat. But there's a trend developing, and I don't like it. I don't get so anxious about this that you give yourself an eating disorder. I am not. Yeah, here's your crepe, by the way. We're going to see if people had been watching us through this whole interaction, but I guess this place is loud and full enough that if anyone even noticed what was going on, they barely paid it any mind. That's good. The tiger takes a seat across from me, grabbing his crepe and staring gleefully at it. Man, I've been waiting for this for so long! This place hasn't even been open that long. Long enough for me. What strange priorities you have. Still, it's funny to hear the noises the tiger makes as he takes his very first spoonful of the cream and fruit topping of his crepe, looking positively delighted by it. In the meantime, I grab mine, staring at it like some thing that I suddenly don't really want to eat that much. Speaking of awful timing, now I start feeling self-conscious about my body. My appetite is suddenly shocked, and that sucks so much. So I continue to watch the tiger eat while barely taking a couple licks of the cream topping my crepe. Even that I feel awkward about the whole thing. Doesn't take long before June notices it, however. What's wrong? Other than a little bit of cream on the tip of your nose, you've barely touched yours. It's nothing, don't worry about it. It's not... Oh no. At that remark, the tiger's eyes narrow, his lips curling up ever so slightly in a teasing smirk, almost like he's halfway between openly mocking and trying his best not to burst out laughing at me. Ah, don't tell me this is you feeling insecure. Shut up. Drop it. A single crepe isn't going to make balloon up, make you balloon up, Yuichi-kun. I know that, don't you? Do you think I don't know that? You are the one not eating, so... Doesn't mean it's related. Is it unrelated? No, but just because I'm not eating it doesn't mean it's related. Uh-huh, can I have yours if you're going to make such a fuss? I'm not making a fuss. No, not at all. You can go totally off the rails over a single crepe. This is actually a common occurrence, yep. I'm not going off the rails here, I'll prove it to... I see what you're doing. Do you now? What might that be? Take it, just take the stupid crepe. Eat your own damn food. You literally asked for it. I obviously didn't mean it. I was winding you up so you'd eat it. I groaned, perhaps a little louder than I should have. This is the only type of gaslighting that we approve of. All I know is that the idea of banging my head against this table is suddenly looking mighty tempting. If I eat this stupid thing, will you stop being all you about it? I'm me. I can't stop being me just because you don't like me. I didn't say I didn't like you, only... You're doing it again! No one can resist the wily charms of a tiger. Before you know it, you'll be putty in my hands. Such a headache. Why am I dating a guy who has such a headache? I don't know. Why are you? I wasn't actually asking that question. So what were you actually asking? You want to ask the question that you didn't actually ask if you were actually asking it. What? Let me try to reread that. So what were you actually asking when asked the question that you didn't actually ask? ask as if you were actually asking it. Oh my god, oh my god, thank you. Thank you, Damien. What the fuck? Am I in hell? It is summer, but even I don't think I'd go that far. Maybe in heck. Please stop. I surrender, give up, declare defeat, whatever term you want. Just stop doing whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. And without another word, the tiger goes back to eating his crepe, acting as if nothing had happened. Is June really an only child because his annoying little sibling powers are off the charts? Then again, he is older than me, so maybe I'm not in a position where I can say that. All things considered, I look between the crepe I don't feel like eating and the boyfriend I really don't feel like continuing to argue with, and the decision is beyond easy to make. This damn thing is delicious. I hate that it's so delicious. I can see the smug look on your face, but you don't look at me like that. I've already accepted defeat. This must be against the Geneva Conventions. It's inhumane. It's good. Isn't it? Yes, it's delicious. Positively sprinkled with fairy dust. Nah, fairy dust is too expensive. They probably use glitter instead. Are you going to be like this for the rest of the day? Like what? Ugh, he's incorrigible. I've given him too much power over me. Now he doesn't want to let go. Just eat your stupid crepe. I can't. I've already finished. Oh, you're right. I didn't even notice. Man, he eats fast. Or, no, actually, in this case, it was probably me eating too slow. Why don't you go get another one? Can I? You did want to come all this way for the crepes, plus you were making a fuss about not wanting to eat much for lunch, so you wanted to leave room for them. Might as well. Oh. Okay, thank you, Yuichi-kun. Is that really something you need to be thanking me for? It's not like these are all that expensive in the first place. Still getting to see his happy smile after doing something so simple certainly makes it worth it. Is there anything else you want? I'm only halfway through mine, so I'll pass, unless I have drinks, so long as it's not something too sugary. We'll see. Excuse me. On second thought, I'm good with water. No matter how cute he may seem, this tiger has teeth. Baby teeth, but teeth nonetheless. A few minutes later, I happily watched the tiger savor his food, content and more or less maintaining a comfortable silence. If anything, seeing him look so pleased is more than enough for me. By the time he's done, June has a face as if he's attained nirvana. You seem happy. This was so good! Couldn't you at least try a different flavor the second time, though? But I did. Strawberry and cream is hardly that different from strawberry, banana, and ice cream. Sure it is. It's cream instead of ice cream, and there's no banana. I chuckle, not really willing to fight him on this. I guess his preferences are more set in stone than I realized. Should we get going? Yeah. Did they write down our order somewhere? They gave me this plastic thingy with a number, and you scan the barcode on those to log and read the orders. That's pretty modern, all things considered. Really? I've never seen one like this. You rarely go out to eat to begin with, and didn't you live in a small town near Nagoya for years? It wasn't that small. What town was it? Takayama? Are you kidding me? That's not even the same prefecture as Nagoya. Country bumpkin, maybe not born, but definitely raised. Rude. But honest. Anyway, if you'll excuse me. I swipe the tab from June and head towards the cashiers. This place is still fairly busy, so it wouldn't be fair to sit around and chit-chatting after we're done eating. Hang on! It's not like I'm leaving you behind or anything. Still! Heading to the counter, see a few girls wearing green aprons and headbands while serving customers and preparing the crepes. Waiting in line for a couple of minutes to pay, I reach the register, spotting the lady behind it. An Akita looking to be in her early to mid-20s who greets us warmly and politely before, "Oh my, would you happen to be Michimiya-san?" Huh? Yeah? My little brother is a big fan of yours, so I've seen you in a lot. I'm really sorry to hear about your injury. Thank you. The Akita smiles bitterly, cocking her head to the side while accepting the tab card and passing it through the barcode reader. Yes, he was really devastated to hear you wouldn't have another chance to play against you. He was really looking forward to having a revenge match. Revenge match? Ah, right, I forgot to say, you might not remember him, but my brother is Yuya. Yuya Kokonose? You two played each other during the Saitama Prefecture Finals. He beat you during a tiebreak, if I remember correctly. The mention of that is like a punch to my stomach. This can't be real. Why do you have to be related to him of all people? Reminding me of the last match I got to play in a competition and that I lost it? That's just cruel. You're Yuya-kun's sister? The woman nods, the hints of a frown beginning to show themselves as I notice the creases on her forehead forming. Yeah, he's still inconsolable. I could hear him crying about it not being fair when the news dropped, although he probably wouldn't like hearing I told you that. Oops. What are the odds that his sister of all people would work here? How does that even happen? Although I have a sudden need to sit down, I force myself to smile as best as I can, not wanting to show any kind of negative emotion on my face. I don't want people coddling me anymore, so I'll swallow whatever I have to deal with it. That'll be 2,450 yen. Thank you. Listen, I know this is a bit much given my job, but would it be okay if my brother reached out to you or something? Even if it's just a few messages, it would mean a lot to him. Yeah, sure, I'd be down with that. Let me just give you my contact info. Yuichi-kun. I ignored June's voice behind me, instead pulling out my phone and using the IR to trade contact info with the lady. What should I save your name as? Sayuri Kokonose, but just Sayu is fine. Alright, done. Now, this place is packed, so I don't want to stick around too long. Plus, I'm kind of in the middle of something, so... Oh, are you two on a date? What? Sayu, as if demonstrating no fact whatsoever, blurts out the question with a huge grin on her face as soon as she looks at me and June standing next to each other, catching me so off guard that I choke on my own saliva. That's a bit... Oh, dear, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be indiscreet. But don't worry. I promise I didn't mean anything by it. Actually, here, since I interrupted you in the middle of your date with my selfish request, let me put a little extra stamps on your rewards card. Usually you get one per visit, but once you collect it, you can get any crepe for free in our standard line along with the beverage. Hope I'll see the two of you here again. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, you too, Sayu-san. Come on, Jun, let's go. Hey, don't talk. Without thinking, I'll walk as fast as I can while pulling June along with me, leaving the store and looking for any place where I can have at least a little privacy, eventually walking into a random alley when the busy streets become too much for me. Ow, Yuichi-kun, you're hurting my wrist. When I finally come to a stop, I don't even know where I am. Instead, I lean against the nearest wall, letting it support my weight as I struggle for air. Yuichi-kun? Maybe because he finally got a look at my face or hearing me struggle to breathe, June steps closer to me, putting a hand on my back and calling out to me with concern evident in his voice. Shit. Why now? I lean forward, my hands in my knees, coughing and sputtering in an attempt to get a good full breath all while my eyes burns. My face must look pathetic. Yuichi-kun, I'm here. Fucking, why here? It's not like any of this is news to me. Is it because she mentioned Yuya-kun? I nod at the same time as I desperately wipe my face, trying to get rid of the tears and the snot streaming down it. I'm sorry, I'm so pathetic. You're not pathetic. You can't expect something like this to solve itself for good all at once. Sometimes most random things will remind you and that can set you off. It's okay. The tiger keeps his hand on my back the entire time while I croak out a few more meek-sounding apologies, gently rubbing my upper back and applying light pressure. Surprisingly enough, the gesture is a lot more comforting than I would have expected. Still, for several minutes, all I can manage is to stare at the ground while trying to stay on my own 2 feet despite my wobbly knees. It hurts. Maybe running wasn't such a good idea. Was it like this for you too? Oh yeah, it took me a few years to actually come to terms with it. Still have days where I feel very bitter about it, but it's not so paralyzing anymore. Years. Do I have years to go through this? When I finally feel well enough to stand up straight again, I give June what must have been a particularly pitiful look, as the tiger's smile doesn't quite reach his eyes. Sorry, I'm doing a little better now. I'm glad. Here, let me help. He fishes out a small handkerchief from his pocket, gently cleaning my face with it. Then he cups one of my cheeks with his free hand, standing on tiptoes to plant a kiss on the other one. There, all done. Thank you. Of course. Sorry I ran off without asking. Are you okay? A little sprint won't kill me. I'd be more worried about your knee. Your legs are still shaking. I'll be fine. Yeah, it hurts a bit and probably wasn't a good idea, but it's not so bad. Maybe we should take a break. We just had a break. I'm good, I promise. Okay, but let me know if your leg bothers you or something. This is, what, your first time going out since you stopped using the crutches? Don't overdo it. Yes, I won't. I promise. I'm a big boy. I can take care of myself. That you sure are. Of course I am. Wait. Hang on a second. I didn't mean it like that. And who says I did? That's just evil. Come out. I'd rather not stick around in an alley if I can help it. Sure, is there anywhere you want to go? Oh, well, kinda. Why the weird face all of a sudden? To be honest, I had someone message me asking to meet up. He's not someone I'm exactly close to or anything, so, part of the reason I asked you to come with me today is for, I don't know, more support. Oh, that's kind of disappointing, but I can roll with it. Then again, I guess he never called it a date. I'm the one that built it up in my head. Yeah, sure, that's okay with me. Are we going to meet up with this person now? Technically, we don't have a set time or anything. He said he's working part-time at a store during the summer, and I could find him there today. But might as well get through with it, right? That seems reasonable. Where's the store? I'll have to take the train, but it's not far. Works for me. Let's get out of the grimy, scary alleyway. Yes, please. An hour later. After a much longer commute than I was prepared for, we finally come across this quaint little shop on a less populous street a few stations away from the main downtown area. The large wooden plaque above the entrance reads, Naumasa Antiques, in a refined carving style that reminds me of an old school brushwork. Just looking at this place gives me the feeling that everything inside will be expensive, making me hesitant to even breathe once we walk inside. Thought you said it wasn't that far. I didn't think we'd get lost. Get off my tail. I'm way more tired than I ought to be. My stamina took a big hit after spending so long bedbound and unable to walk properly. It's becoming more and more obvious how hard I'll need to work to get myself back into decent shape. Even if I'm not playing anymore, that's not an excuse to let myself go. Welcome to... Oh, Kabayashi-kun. I didn't expect you so early, and you even brought a friend. Good afternoon, Shinji-kun. Is this a bad time? Wait, so this is who June was meeting with? I haven't seen this guy in a while. Not at all. I mean, the store is pretty empty this time of day. One sec. Naumasa-san, I'm going outside for a second to talk to someone. In the back of the store, a black-furred stallion wearing a leather jacket and khaki pants emerges. He gives the line a thumbs up and a slight smile. Sure, but remember to come back inside if a customer shows up. And you still have to sweep the floors after. Already dusted and cleaned the shelves, so there's nothing stopping you. So this is the owner, huh? Seems a bit young, at least for what I'd expect the owner of an antique shop to look like. Though based on what he said, I guess that explains why the place doesn't smell musty or anything like I imagined it would looking in from the outside. No problem. Come on, let's talk outside. Okay. I follow the two outside, feeling more than a little awkward being in a place I definitely don't belong. Even if June asked me to be here, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. So, what did you want to talk about? It's nothing too important, I guess. The Yokohama Minato Mirai Hall competition released the list of participants for this year. I noticed you weren't in it. Oh, that, yeah, I can't afford to take part in a 3-day competition in Yokohama. What do you think part-time jobs are for? I asked a family friend to let me work here. It's not that. It's not just that. Really managed to get top 5 in the Sagamihara Hall concerto. That one is much smaller. Then what? You're going for the smaller, easier ones? I wouldn't put it like that. This isn't like you. You couldn't know that. Yeah, I get it. People change. What happened to you? So different from how I remember you. I was really excited when I saw your name pop up in a competition I was in earlier this year. But it's like you're a totally different person. I was a kid then. True, but I don't know. You were a smug kid who constantly rubbed it in my face that you were the first place over and over. And yet, you're also friends with pretty much every other kid in there. You loved to talk and cheered everyone up just by being around. Now on the rare occasions that our schedules do happen to meet up, you're like a ghost skulking about and avoiding everyone. That's a bit unfair. Sorry, I simply don't know how else to put it. I get that people are capable of changing, but have you changed that much? I myself plan on applying to Toho College of Music and, once I graduate, try to get a job in an orchestra in Tokyo to springboard into higher things. What of you? When you were kids, you would proudly declare that you'd become a professional classic pianist, traveling over the worst and performing at the largest concert halls and arenas of the world. With a person seeking to achieve that really low ball himself to only performing in safe competitions he knows he can win? What exactly are you planning on doing? I know that sometimes we humble ourselves and that we need to be realistic at some point, but you don't strike me as the ambitious boy I remember. It's like you've given up. I remember June telling me he wanted to be a pianist when he was a kid and eventually gave up on it, but I didn't know it was like that. Wait, could it be that he gave up because... Oh. I see. A lot came up in 7 years, Shinji-kun. Besides, right now, I'm only focusing on building on my accolades after such a long absence. Need at least that much to get into my school of choice. Where do you plan on going? Cologne. Hearing that name, the lion's eyes widen for a second, staring at June in disbelief before his lips eventually curl up in a smile. Glad to hear you still have some ambition. Guess you haven't given up entirely. Never said I'd given up, but you can't live a childhood idealism forever. I suppose, but I am glad to hear I might look forward to more of our rivalry after all. I would prefer you not discount me without even knowing my circumstances first. I didn't want to, it's why I wanted to talk to you in the first place. I appreciate it. Still, I'm relieved. I would rather get to see you in Yokohama next month, but I understand that there is nothing to be done about it. Regardless, I'll look forward to squaring off against you again soon. Yeah, me too. Good luck with Yokohama. We have to get back to our date right now. June! What? The lion looks between the two of us, chuckling. I see. I'll let you two get back to it. I have to get back to work, too, before Naomasa-san gets annoyed with me. Sorry to make you come all this way for something so small, but I didn't feel right having this conversation over the phone. It's alright. I think it's better this way, too. I think I'd have felt too awkward to have this conversation otherwise. The tiger reaches for my hand, giving it a squeeze as if to confirm I'm still here. Despite my general embarrassment of being outed so casually like that, I still squeeze his hand back, looking away as I feel my face burn. I guess I never said I wasn't okay with having it known, and it's not like I expect to see him again. If anything, he's part of June's circle, not mine, so it's up to him whether he comes out or not. Why do I feel so self-conscious? I hope to see you again soon. Yeah, later, Shinji-kun. The lion goes back into the store, disappearing through the door while June waves him goodbye. I stand here. Still not sure what the purpose of my being here even was. You good? Yeah, why wouldn't I be? Because of that, you've been making this face the whole time like you're trying to pretend everything is good. That fake smile doesn't quite reach your eyes. I didn't know you could pick up on that now. After being told certain things, I started looking a bit deeper into it. Can't say I blame you. I guess I should have considered it after you told me about your heart, but could it be the reason you gave up on being a pianist because of that? You're telling me you gave up on that and chose to become a video game composer. Spot on. What kind of lifestyle is too rough on someone's body? It's a tight schedule, lots of time practicing without rest, traveling all the time, sometimes having to have secondary jobs to make ends meet. I can't afford to put my heart through that kind of stress. I see. I suppose it makes sense. I guess I can understand. It explains why you've been able to help me so much. I guess you weren't exaggerating when you said you've been through it too. It's sad, but I made my peace with it. Right now my focus is 100% on getting myself a job as a composer. Yeah, I admire that a lot about you. June grabs hold of my hand, gently pulling me along as he walks away. I follow suit, following behind him without saying another word. Not sure what I should say. Now I understand why he wants me to be around for company. If even I felt awkward being here, I can't imagine how June felt having to talk through all of this. Still, did you and that Shinji-kun used to be close friends or something? I wouldn't say that at all. To be honest, I didn't even remember him at first. I don't know if you recall, but I had no idea who he was when I met up with him back in April. I vaguely remember that, yes. The guy looked really bitter about it back then, too. To be honest, I was surprised he called me out here today. I had no idea what he wanted to talk about. That's why I wanted some company during it. I still feel awkward around the people I knew back then. I don't feel like I'm the same person I used to be, so it's strange to talk to people who clearly expect me to be. I can see that, yeah. I'd feel awkward, too. Where are we even going? I guess June's decided to walk around aimlessly for now. Whatever, I'll go along with it. At least it wasn't that bad of a conversation, right? I guess not, just a little awkward. I could tell he wanted me to be the kid he remembered, but I can't even remember how to be that boy anymore. To be fair, I'd much prefer my boyfriend to stay as his current self instead of reverting to his 12-year-old persona. I would hope so. June gives my hand another squeeze, and I make sure to squeeze back as reassuringly as I can. Thanks for being here. It means a lot to me. You've helped me a lot, it's the least I can do. June tugs on my arm, turning around despite walking ahead of me this whole time to look me in the eyes, smiling gently as he mouths the words, "Thanks, Yuichi." What the heck? Why are my ears getting hot all of a sudden? Of course, don't mention it. Yeah, I'm so glad he's walking ahead of me right now. I'm to bury my face somewhere hidden and never get out. Say, I know it's a bit of a change of subject, but based on the conversation we just had, I feel like it might be a good springboard to ask about it. About what?
It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water.
You know, we were talking about what we're doing after we graduate and all. It left me wondering. I know it's a bit indelicate to be asking so soon, but have you thought of what you're going to do now? I guess I should have expected a question like that soon. To be honest, I was kind of thinking of that while the two were talking too. Like, they're both so sure of what they want. What about me? I don't mean to push or anything, but, you know, there's a time limit. The school year will be over in 5 or so months. If you're going to look into college, you'll have to start studying soon. Maybe it's a bit hypocritical for me to be saying that, though. I get it. I've been avoiding it all this time, I guess. Accepting that I'll have to think of something else for my future. Feels like letting go of the last thing still keeping me connected to tennis. I don't want to think of it, but I also know I should. Then again, I'm not as bothered by it as I thought I'd be. Maybe because June is the one asking. I know he would never mean something bad by it. Not to mention that I know he's been through something like this before. So having him of all people ask it somehow makes me feel better. To be honest, I haven't thought of it much. I have no idea what to do. I've had a goal to work toward for so long. Now I feel stuck. That's okay. I'll help however I can. Help? Yeah, I could help you think of careers you might want to pursue or schools you might want to apply to. I mean, you're good at a lot of things. I'm sure it wouldn't be hard to find something you're competent at. Just have to think of something you'd enjoy doing. Maybe enjoying is a bit much, but so long as it isn't something I hate, I think I'd be good. Yeah, we can definitely think of something. Maybe not today, though. Yeah, we already spent a long time just getting here. We should start heading back to the main station. I don't know anything in this area in the first place. Probably a good idea. Is there anything else you want to do today before we head home? Would you be mad at me if I said I'm a little tired? Not at all. We did walk around a bunch, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't have fun. Even the part when we were lost. There are worse things than getting lost with my boyfriend. Heh, flatterer. All things considered, I guess today could have been a lot worse. Makes me feel a lot better having June with me. Hearing him say that it'll help me look into what to do in the future definitely cheers me up. Thanks, June. I'm so glad you're here. Ah! Okay. We're gonna leave. Yeah, it's already there. So, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.